Now you will know why you're afraid of the dark. Now you will learn why you fear the night.
Can you tell us how ATTACKHEAD started?
I guess I'll jump in on that one. I formed the band in about 2002, and then, like most other bands, we basically went through tons of personnel changes and all that stuff that almost every band does. And then in 2004, we put out our first EP that had about 4 songs on it, called Destruction and Pain. It had a female singer at the time. Steve, the drummer, was involved in that as well. Then we went got a full-length album in 2008, called Voices in the Dark. And then we, 2011, we put out the second Voices in the Dark in 2011. And that's the album that we're currently performing songs off of. We came on board in 2000.
Yeah, it was 9. It was like. Yeah, because that was gone from like I think February 09 to like July.
Oh no, but I mean when you first got into that, it was 2004, right?
4.
Then you were in.
About May 2007.
Awesome. How would you describe ATTACKHEAD's music?
I think we all have a different idea, but I think it's old school thrash, and maybe faster than old school thrash in a way, but definitely in the thrash vein. What do you?
Very fast with you.
What do you think?
Fast beats, odd time signatures.
I just call it thrash metal. I don't think it's old school.
What bands have influenced each of you the most?
Well, it's going to be a wide variety. Mine's a lot of the old school stuff: Anthrax, Testament, Death Angel, Megadeth. All the old school thrash metal bands. But also things like Black Label Society, his guitar playing, and Ingve Malmsteen, and all the real good guitar players, even into like Al Di Meola and Paco de Lucio for guitar players. But the main influence I think would have to be a lot of the old school thrash, along with the standards, Priest, Maiden, and all the regular metal bands.
Y&T and Montrose. Definitely.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Eddie?
I have to go. It started with Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, and Slayer, and more modern bands like Fear Factory, The Sugar, The Haunted. I mean, I listen to a wide spectrum of music, so it comes from a lot of places.
Probably the best Testament, Slayer.
And all.
So, out of ATTACKHEAD songs, what are your favorite songs?
What's your favorite?
I think probably Desperation. Desperation, just because there's like a shitload of changes in it, so it's a lot of fun to play. It's like all over the place, it's fast for the most parts.
I think mine is, I really like playing Dark Ritual. That's a nice song to do live. And of course, the new one that nobody's heard yet, Rex of Humanity, is pretty brutal and fast and a lot of fun to play. So, but overall, I'd probably say Dark Ritual.
I think Voices is my favorite song. It's just very straightforward in the phrase.
I have to say that the March Dark Ritual Rebirth is I like all the heavier, faster songs. The ones that just like to play short things just run you over.
So, can you, since we're in Mexico, can you kind of help us understand what the current status of the metal scene is in the United States?
Well, that's hard to say, really. I guess it really depends on where you are in the United States, because certain areas are pretty void of, obviously there's metal fans, but it seems that a lot of areas just don't seem to have a metal scene. We were trying to go through and play in Kansas, and like good luck trying to find a venue to play at in Kansas. Obviously, a lot of bands do it, but they're playing it at very large venues, and we just weren't at the point where we could play it at the time.
But I think the scene in the United States overall is pretty overburdened with like bands, I would say. You know, there's not a whole lot of...
People seem to be just treading water and not really moving along very well. They're just simply playing the same places at the same time simply because they can. But you know, we don't do that many shows in the U.S. at the moment, so it's really hard to get a gauge on how it's changing compared to what we've seen in the last couple of years.
Do you know any bands from Mexico and how they perceive the Mexican underground scene?
Well, we do know some Mexican bands, mainly the ones that we have played with at the Southern Fest last year in 2012, but we didn't really talk to them about the current scene in Mexico as far as the underground scene. It seems like there's a very, very strong metal scene in Mexico. You know, and I don't know how much radio airplay bands get or how much metal is played on the radio or video-wise, but you know, there's definitely an incredible metal scene down there. I just don't know if it's underground or mainstream.
Yeah, we haven't been approached by a lot of bands from down there to find out exactly what's going on with that. We'd like to know.
I mean, we don't really see any television down there or radio, obviously, but you would know if it was mainstream or if it was underground. To us, it just seems like it's just there. You know, the shows go down and people's just standing in line and there to see every band and with 150% enthusiasm. I guess for us it doesn't matter if it's mainstream or if it's underground. It's just cool when you go. So, you know, it's really fortunate for that.
Can you tell us what is the funniest and or most bizarre thing that has happened to you when you're playing live?
I don't know if I'll let you away because I don't, you know.
Most bizarre.
Or funny.
Well, you know, most people, this is kind of like a band secret, most people don't realize when one of us makes a mistake. But we've all learned each other so well, we can make eye contact and fix the problem right away. And I've experienced that the most because Stevie doesn't have good monitors, so he can't hear who we are. So I'm kind of like giving him the rhythm, like, it's like this, dude, and then he finds it, so that so we can finish the song. Other than that, you know, nothing bizarre really. You know, when we were in Mexico, we saw the raddest kid we've ever seen, and that was cool. But, you know, it's just little things like that. Nobody noticed George sitting on a cord and he almost landed on his ass. You know, we all caught that. It's stuff like that. You know, it's, you know, for us it's all funny, but I don't know if anybody out in the audience would have noticed it except for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just play it off like you're supposed to have done that, and everybody thinks nothing about it. You know, I think even if you screw up or do something weird, as long as you don't like stop and wave your arms in the air, nobody's going to know you messed up. But you know, and I don't know. There's really a lot of funny stuff or bizarre stuff. It was kind of weird at the last festival when we were down there and there's a chick on stage with no top on.
Yeah.
You know,
that was
kind of odd. But hey, you know what? That's the way it rolls.
She wasn't the weirdest thing. It was just the environment.
Yeah.
We're not used to chicks coming up on stage.
Yeah, normally in America, the girls at metal shows don't get up on stage and show off their tits for the crowd.
Never seen that. No. Never.
If you could choose a festival anywhere to play, what would it be and why?
Why you?
Just big and loud. Everybody.
Anyone that's big and loud? Well, I would say that obviously the Hell in Heaven Fest is an amazing festival and the crowd is amazing. But, you know, I'd love to get into Bloodstock, you know, back in Download, you know, all those ones that are over in Europe, and hopefully within the next year or so we'll grace the stage at one of those festivals. Even this Workday Cross that I didn't even know about till this year is, you know, just a huge festival with 150,000 people at it. But, you know, who knows, maybe the next couple of years. But.
There's a lot of festivals that are brand new. They come up every year and you can't keep track. I just saw one this morning. I don't remember the name of it. Lamb of God, Slayer, like 20 or 30 bands on it. Was awesome. They were all bands that I knew. I'm like, oh, I want to go.
So I saw that one.
Do you
I
know
saw
what
the
it's
flyer. No.
But I mean, every day
It's the one in Spain.
Yeah, that's the one.
Pretty much any metal festival, anywhere, anytime, we're there.
Yeah, we'd like to be.
How was it to play Hell in Heaven last year, and how do you feel it's going to be this year?
That was the reddest experience I've ever had. I've never had such a huge community of people be so happy to have us there. You know, we were welcomed with open arms, and we were treated so awesome by every individual that we met.
And you know, there's no egos here, so every time we met somebody who said thank you, we were so humbled by that.
Yeah, really cool.
And you know, that whole experience was awesome. Playing, so however many people ended up coming to that show, every single one of them. We even had people singing to us, and that was just a mind-blowing experience because we didn't know we were known down there.
Yeah.
We thought that we were just going to come and surprise, here we are. No, they were singing it to us. So there was a lot of great
group of kids. They're just, like I said, they're for every band. They love all the bands. It's just great to reciprocate that treatment back to them. Like really grateful and talking to us. Cool.
Yeah, the festival is definitely amazing, and it's really weird for me to be singing and looking at the people in the front row mouthing the words back to me, and I'm just like, you know, it's really, it's odd, and it's flattering at the same time that people took the time to actually know the lyrics. So that's really amazing, and of course, you know, you got to give it up to you know, JC, who runs the Hell in Heaven Fest. You know, it was kind of a last-minute thing how it was put together last year because everything kind of fell apart and when he moved the schedule, and it all came together, and it was still a great festival. Of course, Metal Mexico, I mean, we wouldn't be like anywhere near where we are in Mexico without the help of Jerome and Raul from Metal Mexico. I mean, they've just been amazing, and El Cráneo, who's done all the, set up our meet and greets and stuff like that. It's just amazing what you think about it.
You're just like really most energetic and it's not there, it's like enthusiastic about what I music and you can tell that like good for you guys. But then we just truly like this support.
And this year, I think it's going to be like just unbelievably ridiculous. I mean, you know, it seems like our presence this year down there has gotten a lot bigger. You know, we're doing meet and greet before, of course, and the fan appreciation party, and then we're playing the same day with Testament and Anthrax. So it's going to be a great day of thrash for that Saturday that we're playing. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be everything it was last time and 10 times more.
Awesome. How can we find ATTACKHEAD on social network, internet?
Well, pretty easy. ATTACKHEAD.com is the main website. Facebook is facebook.com/ATTACKHEAD. Twitter is twitter.com/ATTACKHEAD. You know, Reverb Nation, we have that if you're interested in that. That's everything basically /ATTACKHEAD. You know, but the main things are Facebook, Twitter, and our regular website. And if you want to ask questions of the band, we actually run the websites, and so it's not like it's going to some third party. You know, if you ask a question to come online or whatever, you'll be dealing directly with the band. So it's kind of nice to have that interaction too.
What's in store for ATTACKHEAD for 2013?
Tour. Very well. We do the Hell in Heaven Fest coming up here in Mexico, and then we have about a month off and we head over to Europe to play shows in England, Belgium, Germany, Czech Republic, Netherlands. And then we come back from that and immediately go up to Boise, Idaho here in the States to headline the Rocky Mountain Festival. And then at the end of the year we're going back to Maryland in November, play at Rock Harvest 2, and we're most likely going to be teaming up with another band that's on that bill back in Maryland and doing a tour surrounding that. So it'll be an East Coast tour at the end of the year. So that's pretty much 2013 wrapped up, and you know, if anything else pops up we can look at it, but we're kind of pretty stocked in as of now. But